All right. We're rolling. It's Wednesday. Late week this week.
Yeah, well, sometimes you and I both have lives and things to do and projects to work on, and life gets in the way of this podcast that 6 people watch. So you know what?
Not really fair.
We're 2 days late this week, but that's okay. And we're just in time though to talk about all the injuries that are affecting New York baseball teams, and I don't limit that to either the Mets or the Yankees because both teams are dealing with major injuries right now. Both teams are missing starting pitchers. The Mets are missing their catcher. Yanks are going to be without our DH and and our ace. Not possibly. It's official. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where to start with that. Mike, what do you think?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and everybody's, sky's falling, everything's over. This one guy, his name Adam Shine, one sports guy. He said the Yankees have a 0% chance of winning the World Series, which is ridiculous. Here's what I think. Losing Garrett Cole sucks, but we also lost him for half the year last year. So we were able to bounce through it. Now, we had Luis Gil, which we don't have now. And losing Stanton is a given, so that I don't really count that. So the Yankees have to add a pitcher at least by the trade deadline, which they probably will.
You know what?
Enough starting pitching.
I want to hop on what you just said a minute ago that losing Stanton's a given. Is that if there's a way they can do, and again, I'm not a doctor at all, so definitely no one take medical advice from me. But as long as you don't lose him for the entire year, then it's okay. Because everybody in every comment section, including myself, is like, "Look, as long as he's healthy by September and he can get into playoffs, let's go." Because we were without him for like 2 months last year, and it was okay. As far as the Cole thing goes, the Yankees were actually better without him last year, believe it or not. I don't know if that was necessarily a function of his pitching, because his pitching wasn't bad, but the record was better before he arrived. A lot of that was Gil, who's not going to be here.
Yeah.
So right now, it's all a question of who's going to step up and be the new Gil.
Yeah, well, maybe this Will Warren guy will finally pitch to what he's projected to be. If he's projected to be anything, I guess he's supposed to be good. They keep throwing him out there. I'm surprised they didn't cut him.
Yeah, his spring
was terrible.
Yeah, he was terrible last year. But here's the thing: Clark Schmidt 2 years ago went through a similar phase where everyone's like, "Why are you putting him out there every fifth day?" And then he figured it out, and he's great. He's been great. So maybe he's the next guy. And people are also forgetting too that Max Fried is an ace. Like you're essentially just trading one ace for another at this point,
right?
And so a lot of people aren't factoring that in. The rotation went from the best in the league in terms of, I'd say, the AL by far to just merely a very good rotation. It's still a good rotation. Yeah. I'm worried about the offense a little bit. Well, because I don't know if
a lot of the guys are older. Right. Bellinger, I think, will do fine. We'll see how Goldschmidt does.
That's the one I was worried about.
And Dominguez is a rookie, so he's going to go through rookie mistakes. And who's been really good in spring training? Dom Smith. So if he keeps playing as he was in spring training, and they put him on the roster,
that statement right there, Mike. I want to cut you off. Is oftentimes famous last words. Is how many times we said, "Oh yeah, this guy looked good in the spring," and then 3 days in the season, he's 0 for 9. And he sucks, and everyone's like, "What happened down in Florida? He looked great."
He looked good in Florida, yeah.
This happens every year with at least 1 or 2 guys on every single team in the league. Okay, and the reverse applies as well. There might be a couple guys who look terrible who start dominating as soon as games matter. So, you can't. You got to take everything with a grain of salt when it happens in March, because all it is really is just dudes getting back into shape and rookies kind of trying out. I am hopeful though with what we have seen out of Warren, because the stuff looks very good and he does have a lot of pitches. So that's a step in the right direction. But for that guy to say that they've got a 0% shot, I think that's a little bit ridiculous based on what you just said a second ago, which is that, look, we're going to have to see who gets knocked out of it by May and pick up an extra arm at the deadline. So there's
been through this already. They went through this last year. They've been through this already. So, it's no reason to panic.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
it's look, they're not the shoe-in because look, I a week ago, or a week and a half ago, I would have said, oh yeah, they're the best team in the AL. They should walk through the playoffs again.
right.
Just like they did last year. I don't see anybody really challenging them. Now I think with this new set of injuries, I think they're kind of down now in that they're still a top tier team, but they're not the best of the top tier. I think that Boston could give them real problems. I think Texas could give them real problems. That's about it, really. I still think they're a top 3 team in the AL, even with all these injuries.
Oh, without a doubt. I still think they can take the division.
It's gonna be harder. They're not gonna win it by 8 games or 10 games like I thought they were gonna. I think they're gonna win it by 2 or 3. Like I really think that people are underestimating the Sox this year, and that's saying as someone who fucking hates that team. Like that team picked up effectively 2 aces and then added to their offense, and picked up a closer that already has 2 rings. That team's gonna be good.
They're out for revenge. They have it in for the Yankees as it is. So after last year. So I don't need to make it sound like the Yankees will be fine. They're gonna be the first. No,
it's gonna be a battle,
but
it's gonna be a battle.
Not over. Yeah, I'm not gonna freak out
right now. In fact, in a way, and let me ponder this to you, Mike. Okay, in a way, I think that it'll actually make the regular season more exciting because a lot of Yankee fans, what do they always say? I'm like, I'll pay attention when it comes to be around the playoffs. All that matters is the playoffs. But right now, because it's going to be a little bit more of a battle, some of these games in even early season maybe might be a little bit more consequential, and so it's going to be. It's not going to be boring. It's kind of the point I'm making.
Yeah. Well, let's see how they fare up to June for starters. Let's see how they do against the Mets in May. Because then they play again in July.
Let's talk about the Mets. Let's switch over to the Mets. The Mets also have their own injury issues. They're down Manaea. They're down Alvarez. Probably a couple other injuries I'm not even, thinking of off the top of my head right now. Look, the Mets are still the third place team that they're going to be. And I don't say that in a demeaning way. I think they're the best third place team in all of the sport. But that's more of a function of the fact that their team is in a division with the Phillies and the Braves, who are, look, man, I took a look last night when I was bored at the Braves roster. And even with the couple injuries that team has no holes. So for the Mets fans that come out there and say, oh, we got Soto now, so we're going to automatically be the best. Like, look, they're going to be better. They're going to be a lot better, but I still don't think it's enough to overtake either of the 2 teams that are above them in that division. And so, they're the ones I think that actually have to be a little more concerned because they don't have any ground to lose. The Yankees are in a position of like, let's see where we're at. We'll add them, we have to add. But the Mets are in a position where like, dude, let's say the Braves or Phillies get off to a hot start. They could be 7 games back by the middle of May. There's not room for error in the NL East, man. That's a good division.
Yeah, so the Braves, I was just looking because I knew somebody got hurt. It was Jurickson Profar. He's expected to be back by opening day, he says. Jammed his wrist. What's his name? Acuna. He won't be back till May with the ACL.
And then you got, I think their catcher is hurt too.
It's hurt. Spencer Strider, Murphy. Yeah, Murphy's hurt.
Oh, yeah, they're getting Strider back too. That's a team that made the playoffs last year without their ace. In fact, if you want, not to bring it back to the Yankees, but if the Yankees fans want to look anywhere for inspiration, the Braves still got the 5 seed last year without their ace and without Acuna for most of the year. So
just got to get in.
You just got to get in, baby.
We'll see what the Soto push does for the Mets. And then, they definitely need pitching. And I have no idea what to make. I'm not even predicting. I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to, it's disappointing.
I'll do a prediction list again this year, and it'll probably be as wrong as my ones from last year were.
We'll pop in clips from last year to compare.
But I still think the Mets are a third place team. They're not looking bad though. They'll be fun. It'll be a fun summer up in Queens for those fans too. I'm not ragging on them. I think it's going to be genuinely 2 very entertaining teams playing at the same time. As far as what you said, the May thing, that's going to be fun. Again, we'll see what happens. It's only about 7 weeks away or so, or 8 weeks away. The level of booze that Soto is going to get is going to be
merciless.
then again, there might be a lot of Mets fans who on purpose try to just show up there to see if they can kind of pack the stadium a little bit and make it sound like, oh, there's actually a lot of, but
Yeah.
I'm expecting
So
a
police escort. The Dodgers got the police escort. We don't need that. None of that. But yeah.
I'm expecting a Robinson Cano levels of booze when he shows up. We can play that tape when it gets closer. We'll play it. We'll find that. And we'll play that tape in about a week before May. Nice. Other things you want to talk about, Mike? What do we got? We did baseball.
We have the hats controversy right now.
Oh yeah, we'll stay at baseball. Let's talk about the.
I mean, we're not to March Madness just yet. We're just about there. I think I did this middle next week, beginning of next week, 18th starts. So we'll check on that because next Monday St. Patrick's Day, so we can have a little St. Patty's show, and eat corned beef and wear green, and all that. But what else is going on? It's just football trades. We don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going yet. He may end up in the Vikings and do the whole Brett Favre thing. I don't know. The Jets got what's his face, Justin Fields, so that was cool. But like, there's nothing big till the draft, so we don't know.
Daniel Jones signed with the Colts, so that's pretty funny.
Colts. Yeah, he's
we talk about that. I've been meaning to text one of my buddies who's a Colts fan, one of my old roommates who is from Indianapolis, and tell him that I'm sorry on behalf of the city of New York and people who root for the Giants. That man is not all forward ever.
He's out of our hands, and we don't have to worry about him. He's gone.
He's not our problem anymore.
Not our problem. So, but we have the hats. I want to get to the hats.
Let's get to now. This is from the line. I forgot what the name of the line of these was. This is like a new line of hats where it looks like they were designing hats and they just put the logo, the regular logo, the team with the word full logo under it.
Right. The jersey logo.
They do this for every team, and most of them look dumb.
Yeah, it's like a sloppy job, but there was some controversy as we pop these up on the screen. Some of the hats, when you cover the letters, they say dirty words. So you have here the Astros, line 3, says as hose.
As hose.
As hose.
Well, they are a bunch of hoes, okay? And so
the Angels say the anals, ANAELS, the annals, the anals.
The anals.
So that didn't work out good. And then the one that caused the most controversy and had to be pulled from stores immediately was the Texas Rangers says the Titas. And if you know your Spanish, you know what that means. Now, I don't know, maybe they can wear them and donate money to breast cancer awareness, turn the negative into a positive. It's not happening. But what is happening is these hats are now bigger than cryptocurrency. People are selling these online on eBay for $1,000 because you could buy them for one day and now they're out. You can't get them anymore. So people are trying to buy these for $1,000, all kinds. Go on eBay, look it up, and you'll see people are trying to buy the Titas.
I want to know how this got through every level of design and marketing and corporate signing off on this without anybody seeing it. Especially that also you have to also factor in the geography of this. The state of Texas has quite a few people who are fluent in Spanish because for those of you who've never looked at a globe before, it's right above Mexico. Right. And so imagine if you're an immigrant and you don't really know anything about baseball and you roll over the border and there's just a dude wearing a hat that says tits on it. I feel like what is happening? What is going
really
on?
Cool or really creepy? Yeah, really cool to party with, or really creepy, or sometimes.
The thing is, this hat. I'm glad you said the word party.
Yeah,
this is going to be a meme forever now. And look, just because New Era, whoever the line was, stopped making them, there's going to be third-party knockoff brands. There's going to be the dudes outside the stadium. There's going to be the third parties filling in that market need because this is hilarious. And people who don't even root for the Rangers, can't you see a dude just wearing this to a party because it's funny?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is every frat bro in the country. He's gonna start wearing this.
This is gonna be
Titas.
hilarious. And you're gonna see these at every Rangers game. You're gonna see people are gonna be wearing them because it's just funny.
Yeah.
And good for that fan base for having something. You know what, man? I gotta say that this decade has been very kind to that fan base. They got a ring. They got a lot of great players. They got a new stadium, and now they have what is arguably the funniest hat in the history of the sport. Okay, that is it is you're on the upswing if you're a Rangers fan this year, man.
Yeah. If you look through some of these, some of them it works, some of them it doesn't. Like Orioles, okay. The Yankees one is fine because we've seen 1,000 different Yankee hats that already look like that. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, especially with like New York has a lot of what they urban streetwear, where there's a lot of weird logo redesigns and stuff.
They go all out, right?
I got to credit my girlfriend. She actually had a really good point when she was looking at this earlier. The ones where it's not a letter logo and it's a picture logo work the best. The Blue Jays work great. Yeah. The Orioles work
Blue Jays works great. Yep.
The Diamondbacks to a lesser extent works pretty good too because that logo is like it's
color.
You have to really know what you're looking at for that one. Yeah. Brewers looks fantastic.
The Rockies is terrible.
Rockies is garbage. A lot of them are garbage.
Padres, I don't know. Cardinal, Nationals doesn't really work. It's just
Nationals is funny because it looks like it says Nawals, which that looks like it says Norwals, which means
Norwals.
Unicorn. Okay, like
from
unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the local team where I'm from. Is the Norwich Sea Unicorns? That's the local indie ball or whatever A ball team. I don't even know what it is in Norwich, Connecticut. And so I know that name. It was supposed to be called the Norwich Norwals, which would have been a cool name, but then they called it the Norwich Sea Unicorns because they wanted to emasculate everybody who wanted to go
see that
game. And I did buy a hat anyway though because it was awesome. But I digress. These hats are ugly and they're terrible.
Yeah. Tigers kind of works. Marlins
they range from hilarious and bad to meh. There's none on here. I mean, again, the only one that I think kind of is cool is the Blue Jays one because it's the cleanest. All the rest of them are just trash.
You know what I do like? The Twins hat. Take the TC off and just say Twins. So navy blue hat and white script and say Twins. That would look cool. I like obviously Yankee fan, navy blue and white. But yeah, as is some of the
that'd be a game level hat if it just said Twins with just the simple logo. But yeah, it's too busy of a design. A lot of them they're just too busy of a design. They look dumb. Like also the I just realized that the Miami one,
it's the same M.
If they moved over the M a little bit to the left, it would say Mommy.
Mommy.
That would also be a hilarious hat to wear.
Cool.
Not as funny as Tatas. Nothing is funnier than Tatas.
The Mariners is the Masters.
If only Tampa there was Bay, like a T somewhere. It'd be like the Masters or the
Tampa Bay almost says Arby's, but there's a T in there, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, some of these are just trash.
The Braves, the A almost overlaps the actual A, but it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, almost like it says bras. Also kind of funny.
Bras, yeah. The Mets doesn't really work.
They're terrible.
No. Well, here's something interesting. The Athletics still says ass. So if you remember this previous controversy, I'm trying to bring.
I do remember this one. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah. Where do you have the picture of it?
Yeah. Ass. So they did this off font, which is a cool idea. But it clearly says ass. It says ass, but the little ass at the corners clipped, so it says ass. So you can't get these either.
Again, how did this pass the design phase? How did the person they were paying to design this submit this with a straight face and go, "Here is my final product. I think it looks great." And there's no way anyone is going to get in trouble over this.
It's just me working in video production. You have to keep an eye out for stuff like this because you have to see what's in your frame, and I've had to bring up certain things at certain times saying, this kind of looks not right. I hate to bring it up. We're working, it's professional, but this looks kind of dirty, and I mean, at some point you have to acknowledge the human aspect of human mistake and the obvious. And I don't know, like who's saying on the radio? See, here's the thing. I think it was Evan Roberts on the radio was saying yesterday, maybe this is a secret marketing scam because everybody's talking about it and they'll buy it. But they pulled the hats. So you can only buy them now third party. So I don't even know. I don't know who gets the hats. Are they going to ship them to some country like where they ship the championship jerseys of the losing team? Like when they don't win and they had the jerseys ready just in case they want to.
There's a bunch of literal starving kids in Africa that all have hats that say tits now.
Tits and ass.
Tits and ass. Anyway, enough about tits and ass. Let's get to the video portion of the show here. Mike, you have a bunch of videos that I have not seen because I have had no time. I'm very busy in my personal, professional, and academic life lately. So
nice.
Let's go. What do we got today?
We have 4 commercials as always. So with March Madness coming up and it's spring training, we're going to stick with the March Madness baseball theme. Let's go to a March Madness one. I just previewed a little bit of this. I don't know how it's going to end. This is for some company called Food Lion. It's an older March Madness commercial. Let's see what it's all about.
When you attend a basketball game, you always find team mascots. Food Lion has decided we need a mascot too, like a nice, friendly lion, to represent the extra low prices you always get when you shop at a Food Lion store. So I've asked my wife, Martha, to audition lions to find one she feels will work well with me in these ACC commercials. Honey, have you found the perfect mascot? Martha, maybe we should let someone else audition the lions.
Okay. At first, I thought he was making the old boomer wife bad joke, and he's trying to say that his wife was the mascot.
Yeah, his wife looks like Pat Summitt, which fits in with college basketball. Pat Summitt. But
I also love this guy's very obvious. I mean, is that a toupee?
It's like painted. It's like totally. He needs a Tito's head.
Wearing a helmet.
It's a Lego head. Yeah, he's got painted head.
Painted Lego head. Yeah, no.
He looks better there. He looks like a funky guy there.
Regular hair.
Yeah.
Or is that one the toupee?
Maybe that.
We're never gonna know.
It almost looks like he brushed his hair down and then just cut it here, like Mo from the. It doesn't even look like it's just so perfect.
I can't stop staring at it. It's the only thing I can look at in the.
Yeah, and this is from the 80s, so I mean everybody's wearing short shorts, and that guy is like totally Subway spread eagle on the bench. So
no, yeah, he's man spreading.
it's man spreading. That's
hell yeah.
So that was the 80s.
What's this for Food Lion?
Food Lion. Some southern. He sounds southern.
The words on the screen they move over as she's pulling.
That was clever. Yeah. That's
some added good editing from the 80s right there. I appreciate that a lot.
That's a big deal. That was pretty clever. And apparently they're trying to drag a lion in. The Irish guy is fighting the eagle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they shake hands. I don't know. This commercial totally has happy, dainty, late 80s, early 90s vibes to it.
I love the shoulder pad suit this lady's got on. Everything about this is great. Everything about this is 80s. It's fun.
She looks like Pat Summitt.
This guy's actually not the worst actor in the world because he's keeping a straight face for all of this.
Yeah, for CEO.
While there's like 2 mascots fighting behind him, and he's all like seriousness, like it's very this is good. This isn't bad.
By the way, a tracking shot like this is not easy. I guess they had this camera on a dolly. Like I'm thinking nerd stuff now.
They probably had like a dolly or something or a way to roll it. That part's not terribly difficult, but
then they had to get him up there.
That probably was the hardest part in the highest.
The hardest part. Yeah. Get up there.
Food Lion. Yeah. What is Food Lion like a grocery store or something? I assume.
I guess so. I'm guessing he walked to the rim. He made a pyramid of all the money he's earned as a CEO, as his pay is tripled, and he just walked up his little money steps and sat on the rim.
Yeah, it's grocery stores because when you Google it, it's available on Instacart. So yeah, all right.
It's still around. Yeah, it's not bad. All right.
Oh, a lot of those grocery chains are still around, man. Those are institutions. Come on.
Food Lion. All right, the next one, this is another March Madness one. This one's a little more recent from 2021. So this one features Charles Barkley, Samuel L. Jackson, and of course, the great Spike Lee. So let's take a look at this one.
Wake up, fellas. We finally here. Indianapolis. Now we just got to find the stadium.
You just say Indianapolis?
The Final Four. Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You do know we're in the Maryland, right? Indianapolis is in the Indiana.
2 different states, man.
2 different states, man.
Geography jokes, you know I'm here for it. All right.
Yeah. Indianapolis. Yeah. Oh,
see, I wonder when they sat down to write this ad if there was a disagreement about who was going to be the dumb guy and not know which state he was in. Like if like the initial script had Samuel L. Jackson being the dumb guy, and he's like, "Hell no, I'm not doing that." No. And then Barkley's like, "Fine."
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious it was going to be Charles Barkley when they said, "You're going to be." I am Samuel L. Jackson, and I am Spike Lee. We are theater people. We will not be the dumb guy. You're an athlete. You're an athlete.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, well, maybe he went to the same school to learn geography as his golf swing, and that's why he's not. Or maybe it's his hearing. I don't know.
You're taking shots at the Barkley on this week's show here.
I like Charles Barkley, but it's just
he's
going to come looking for me, throw me through a window.
That would be amazing if somehow he saw this video specifically, and of all the things that people have ever said about him, this is what set him off.
Yeah. Good hoodie though. I like the zipper hoodie. That's my thing. Those kind of zipper hoodies, get the nice thin, you wear them in the spring, you can wear them at home. I just bought 2 new ones because I lost one of them. I don't know how I lost a blue zipper hoodie. I don't know how I did that.
You left it at some girl's apartment. At least that's the story we're going to go with.
Yeah, let's go with that. All right, let's move along. Apologies to Charles Barkley. So, we got baseball now. Here's one. I don't know if you had sent me this or you sent me. It's a Miller Lite commercial with Bob Uecker. I don't know if this is the one you sent me or just another one because he did.
Miller Lite did a lot of commercials with a lot of baseball athletes. So let's go. Let's do it.
This is the late great Bob Uecker.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. Down it! I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I must be in the front row.
Come on.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Good seats, hey, buddy? He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
I like how the usher upstaged his line and talked over him. And in the front row, move it, buddy. Classic.
Good. No, it's good. I like it, and I also like the. Can we talk about the size of this beer for just a second?
It's weird. I was just gonna say that cup is weird.
No, it's wide.
It's wide.
That has got to be at least a 16 ounce. That's not a 12 ounce little skinny can.
Yeah,
that's a big old beer right there.
I mean, this might be a widened version of the commercial, but even with that, no, I think it's the cup itself is just the proportions are wrong. It
almost looks like it's square shaped, like he's holding a popcorn box. Like it's a very odd. Yeah,
this is very weird. I don't know. Yeah,
that was, and this must have been right around the time they changed over to where you weren't allowed to have glass bottles in stadiums anymore. Because I know that you used to have the glass bottle and people throw them around the field and shit. So this is probably right around when they changed over to plastic cups in the stadiums for the Miller Lite.
This guy in the front row right here, he looks like Joe Franklin. You know Joe Franklin?
No.
He's now passed, but he was he hosted this talk show in New York City for years and years and years. And he's like legendary. Like he dates back to like maybe before Carson, Joe Franklin. He was like a New York institution.
Okay.
And I just I got to meet him once briefly, which was cool. So yeah, if you know your talk show comedy history,
if you know look 40 years back of local talk shows.
Local talk shows. I mean, Nash, I think he's known, but he was from New York. Yeah.
Tune in next week when Mike makes references to public access television. Okay.
That's kind of what he was. Interviewed the Ramones. He's pretty famous. So yeah.
This is great.
Yeah,
I like this.
More of these.
And I also gotta say that I like because for those of you and I have been to a bunch in your lifetime, Mike, you've been to 50 or 70 ball games, and so have I. We've all been to a lot of games. I gotta say,
Right.
on like a nice summer day, those seats that are way up in the nosebleeds there, those are not bad seats.
Yep.
We are the nosebleeders for a reason. I'll be honest with you, man. One of my dreams, and I don't think you could ever pull this off at Yankee Stadium because they're too popular, but probably like I want to go to one of those games in the summer in the middle of the daytime and sit all the way at the top by myself and just burn one. Just light one up. Just light one up. Light a fat J up at the top of the stadium and just sit there and just take in the moment. Now you can't do that. I mean, you maybe could at Yankee Stadium for like a midweek day game on like the very outfield wings, maybe. But
I don't think they check that anymore. It's illegal, so they might not check that anymore.
The problem wouldn't be getting it in because you could get a J in pretty easily. The problem would be getting some way to light it in. You'd have to bring like an old school book of matches or something. You know what I mean? Hope it gets through the security. That's the only way to do it. That'd be amazing because they do confiscate lighters. But could you just imagine just with a little
You rub two bats together.
Like it's still 1910, just trying to light one up there.
Well, back in the old like Babe Ruth days and stuff, they used to do the prank. They would give each other hot foots. They would take matches and stick them in the cleat, and they would light it, and it would burn their foot. So maybe there's some maybe Jim Leland hangs around, and he's still got matches.
Maybe if I bring a magnifying glass, I can. If I get a hot enough day.
Yeah,
but that is my dream, Mike. I've always wanted to sit there and in just a quiet, very top of the stadium and just get ripped.
Burn one up. There you go.
Anyway, we don't need any more references to tits and drugs in this episode. Let's close it out. We do with one more or two more? We have one more, right?
We have one more.
Right,
so this is from 2004, according to the video description, for MVP Baseball, which was the EA Sport baseball game for MLB The Show. There was MVP Baseball. And this is with Albert Pujols hitting things. So let's take a look at this.
All right.
You can't hit anything.
Break out the whip and stick and punish pitchers. MVP Baseball 2004. Rated for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
The hot dog got me because the hot dog stayed together
it's
in the bun.
intact. Yeah,
it hit the outfield wall. Yeah,
I mean the cleat's funny. The hot dog is pretty funny that it stayed. Although it fell out once it hit the wall.
Yeah. He threw it and it stayed, and as he hit it, it stayed.
And that's what's his name? The old manager who retired a few years after that.
Tony La Russa. And then was that Whitey Herzog next to him? The old Cardinals manager? I don't know who that was. Somebody from St. Louis can tell us we're idiots and who that was. But the hot dog. So that's a crummy hot dog anyway. That's worth hitting. Hit the scoreboard. Look at the graphics. I mean, the graphics at this time, these are like this almost look real.
Well, hold on. Keep playing the ad because what platforms was it on? Was this PlayStation 3, I believe?
2. No, this is 2.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it came up PlayStation because I was thinking that earlier when I pulled the commercial. So
because
2,
GameCube was that generation, and then the first Xbox, or maybe the second Xbox. I don't know which, but that's PS2 because I mean PS2 is still the number one console of all time for those of you who are nerds. That it's in terms of sales, it's still the number one console ever.
PS2 was a lot of fun. I had this game called The Getaway, and it was like about you were in London. It was like Grand Theft Auto, but in Britain.
Was it a painting? Sorry to interrupt you.
It wasn't important what I was saying anyway.
No, you're talking about you had a game called The Getaway. I was listening, but
no, I was being self-deprecating. Painting where? Like here on the scoreboard?
No, when it was out in the box seats when they were showing the landing.
Oh yeah. What is that? Yeah, I couldn't.
Like the cleat we get, but then there's something else out here.
Yeah, right here. What is that?
It looks like an easel. Is it? No, what is that?
I mean, I guess it's baseball related. Like, so what would that? Is that the scorebook? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it looked like a painting when it turned over. I don't know. Anyway, so you had a game called The Getaway.
Wait. So something on it moves. It's a base. It's a base.
That's what it is. Okay.
You see it in real time. I'm like, something's moving. It's the peg of the base. There you go. Nice. See, we figured it out. That's why we're here. No, I was saying before I had this game, The Getaway, for PS2, and it was a lot of fun, and I can't find it anywhere now. It's just so old. I would have to buy a PlayStation 2 and just get the game, and it was a game I just could not get past.
It's not on the network. You can't just download it.
I haven't looked in a long time. You know, my last PlayStation was PlayStation 4. I never got 5.
No, I still have a 4. I barely play video games anymore. No, but with the 4, if you go on there and you can find an old game. Old games are usually like $4 now, $5. You can just buy them and download them, and it's fun.
I looked for years and I just couldn't find it. Maybe it's there now. I don't know. So, but yeah.
Anyway, as far as this ad goes, that ad's great.
I like it. Yeah, it's fun.
That's a lot of fun. That's a good time.
I don't. You think Pujols? You think Pujols on the sauce or no? I mean, at that time,
I don't want him to be, but at the same time,
it's hard not to think
that was during the tail end of the era, because that's the same time when you had like A-Rod, Giambi, Ortiz, and all these other guys who were roiding. I mean, it's
Mo Vaughn just came out and said he used PEDs when he played.
No, he used HGH. He said,
well, performance enhanced, HGH.
Which, if you're going to get mad at Andy Pettitte, you have to get mad at him, I guess. My thing is this, okay? With you know what? We don't need to talk about this. We can just end the show.
Well, no, I'll say quickly. HGH, if it helps you heal, if it can be used medically under doctor supervision, helps you heal faster, I think that's fine. If it makes you bigger and stronger and just makes you superhuman and you're not taking it with a prescription, you shouldn't be abusing it.
Exactly. But, if it's only to get on the field, whatever. But if it's to help you on the field, fuck you. That's kind of it's a fine line, but I agree with you completely.
Yeah, you got a surgery on your arm and take some HGH, you'll heal like 2 weeks faster. Like, that's medicine. That's not a bad thing. You know, but if it's making you huge and immune to plague and all that stuff, or whatever it does, superhuman, then it's a little out of control. But I don't know enough about it. It's a hormone, human growth hormone, so something's growing in you.
Oh man.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're gonna end the show on that drug-related note.
Yeah, drugs and Tetons.
That's the theme of the show, man. All right. Good times.
We'll see you.